Welcome back. So we are learning about the mesh analysis. So let's try to solve this example using the mesh and loop analysis. So as we learned in the last example, whenever we are doing the loop analysis, first of all, we need to draw the loop currents or mesh currents. So in this circuit, we have basically two loops. So we can draw the loop currents, okay, convention like this one, that the current in this loop could be I1 and the current in this loop is I2. Our target is to find V0, which is a voltage drop across 6 kilo ohm here. So if we can find I2, so once we know I2, then we can say that the voltage drop across 6 kilo ohm will be I2 times 6K. Okay, so let's try to find out both currents, basically I1 and I2. So once we have our loop currents, then we can write basically the mesh equations or loop equations. Okay, so let's write for the first one. So we can put up the polarities, okay? So like it could be plus and minus, plus and minus, plus and minus. So I can say that the first loop equation will be like 2 times of I1. I'm not putting K, like we can incorporate at the end, that will just make the current milliampere. So 2 times of I1 plus 4 times of again I1, okay, the current voltage drop here, then 2 times of like this resistor. So now through this resistor two currents are flowing. I1 is flowing like this way and I2 is flowing like this way. Okay, so like this is I1 and this is I2. So we can say that current through this one will be I1 minus I2. We always do like this one because I1 we are writing the loop equation for this loop. So that's why I1 is our reference. Then lastly we have this voltage drop here across a voltage source. So that will be plus 3 is equal to 0. Similarly, we can write the loop equation for the second. Okay, so again, okay, what we need to do, we just need to define the polarities, okay, based on the current. So for this case, now this could be positive and negative. So this is the voltage source and this will be positive and this will be negative. So we may start with the voltage source here, so that will be minus 3. Then plus 2 times of now, again two currents are flowing. One is I2 and the other one is I1. So because I2 is our main reference here, so the current through this resistive branch will be I2 minus I1. Then this voltage source, that will be minus 6, and then plus 6 times of I2 is equal to 0. So we got our two loop equations. So next is just rearrangement of these equations, solving them and get the answers. So let's quickly rearrange it. So we have 2I1 here. So that will be 4 times of I1. Then again, if you multiply 2 times of I1 minus 2 times of I2 plus 3 is equal to 0. So 2I1 and 2I1 and 4I1. So that will become basically 8I1 minus 2 times of I2 is equal to minus 3. So that will be our first simplified equation. Let's call this equation 1. Now let's do the same here. So we have minus 3 plus 2 times of I2. This will be multiplied 2 times of I1 minus 6 plus 6 I2 is equal to 0. So let's combine again. So we have minus 2 times of I1, this 2I2 and this 2I2. So that will become 8I2, and then we have constants minus 3, minus 6, minus 9. We'll go to the other side and it will become plus 9. Okay, so two equations, two unknown. Okay, use whichever technique, substitution, Gaussian eliminations, or like we can quickly also solve that on the scientific calculators also. So do that and find the values of I1 and I2. So for example, let's say using this equation, I can write that minus 2 times of I1 will be equal to 9 minus 8 I2. Or basically I1 will be what? It will be divided by 2, okay, minus, and it will become 8 divided by 2, 4I2. Okay, so this is basically using substitution. So we got I1 from equation 2, and let's put it in equation 1 now. So if you put it in equation 1, how it will look like? 8 times of I1. I1 is minus 9 over 2 plus 4 times of I2 minus 2 times of I2 is equal to minus 3. So what we will have here? 2, it will be 4. So 9 times 4 minus 36. Then 8 times 4, 32 minus 2 times of I2 is equal to minus 3. So what we have here now? 32 I2 minus 2 I2. So that will be basically 30 I2. So this minus 36 will go to the other side. So plus 36 and minus 3, that will be basically 33, right? So basically what will be the value of I2? I2 will be 33 divided by 30, okay? And because we use the K, so it will be basically milliampere. So once we have I2, you can plug in this value in the here to get the value of I1. So what will be the value of I1? Minus 9 over 2 plus 4 times of I2. What is I2? 33 over 30. Okay. So you can do the further simplification, okay, to get the basically the actual answers. Okay. So if you do just, for example, further simplification, how we can do that? If we like make common denominator here, let's say I can multiply with 15 here, then I also need to multiply with 15 here. So 15 times 9 is basically 135. So you have minus 135 plus 33 times 4, that is 132 divided by 30, right? So minus 135 plus 132, that will be basically just 3 over 30, or basically 1 over 10 milliampere. Okay, so that will be our I1. Our target was to find V naught. So V naught, as we have written here, the value of V naught is basically what? 6 times of I2. Okay, so let's plug in the value of I2 here. So V naught basically will be I2, which is basically 33 divided by 30 times milli, okay, and this is 6K. So we have 6 and that will be 5. So we have 33 over 5 volt. Okay, that will be our V naught for this case. Thank you so much.